Vsauce, Kevin here, and oh wait, but I'm AJ. Was that other paradox? Vsauce, AJ here, and I'm about to show something you have never seen before, never touched, never tasted. It is
20 minutes later.
a potato.
Oh my god! Wow!
Wait, aren't you astonished? Have you seen this before? Of course you did. However, the Europeans before never knew what a potato was, not until the Columbian Exchange. Before we dig deeper into the details of the Columbian Exchange, let us first dissect what the word exchange means. Exchange comes from the Latin word ex cambiare, which literally means out, barter. So when we talk about Columbian Exchange, did they literally barter Colombians? Of course not. In all seriousness, in simple terms, the Columbian Exchange is defined as the global transfer of foods, plants, and animals during the colonization of the Americas. The exchange greatly affected almost every society on Earth, positively by bringing in new varieties of livestock such as pigs, cattle, and sheep, and crops such as potato, corn, and wheat, but also negatively with the introduction of diseases such as smallpox and measles. More on that later on. A brief background on the colonization of the Americas. The early stepping stones for the establishment of the Spanish Empire was when Christopher Columbus discovered the Americas in the 15th century, and after they had defeated the Native American empires such as the Aztecs and Incas, the Native Americans were under their control. Now, we would go on to some of the effects of Columbian Exchange. First up on our list are diseases. Aside from plants, foods, and animals, diseases were transported, not intentionally, during the Columbian Exchange. The Europeans were already immune to some diseases that were present in their country, and vice versa to the Americans. However, when the Europeans came to America, they brought new diseases which led to the death of many Native Americans. One of these diseases is called smallpox, an acute contagious disease that is caused by a virus and causes fever, rashes, and even death. And another one is called measles, an acute contagious disease that is caused by a virus which causes fever and gives red spots on the skin. Same thing happened when the Americans came to Europe. They gave them a disease called syphilis, which is a chronic, contagious, and often congenital disease caused by a virus, and when left untreated, produces cankers, rashes, and systemic lesions. Next up on our list is livestock. During the Columbian Exchange, the Europeans actually brought various livestock animals to America. Some animals that were introduced are horses, cattle, sheep, and pigs, and we can clearly say today that these animals became widespread and now very common to them. In return, the Americans introduced turkey to the Europeans. Finally, we shouldn't forget about food. Food transported from America were a lot. America even contributed many crops that were farmed today in the rest of the world. These crops include potato, corn, avocado, cocoa, and tobacco. Food from Africa were then transported westward to America. These foods included bananas, black-eyed peas, yams, wheat, rice, barley, and oats. Fun fact. Did you know, if there was no Columbian Exchange, there would be no pizza today? This is because the components to make a pizza originated from the Americas. Next, let's take a look at the roles of the colonies in global trade, growing capitalism, and mercantilism. To help me explain this particular topic, let me call on a friend who is an expert in this field. He is...
Hey guys, it's me Eli. So let's talk about the roles of colonies in global trade, growing capitalism, and mercantilism. So let's define the terms. A colony is a territory under the immediate, complete political rule of a state, distinct from the home country of the sovereign. Secondly, global trade. Global trade is simply the export and import of goods and services across international boundaries. Thirdly, capitalism. Capitalism is the economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry is controlled by a private owner for profit rather than by the state. Lastly, mercantilism. Mercantilism is a system in which a country tries to amass wealth through trade with other countries, exporting more than it imports. Colonies have a major role in mercantilism. This role is to supply the mother country with raw materials. The mother country then manufactures the raw materials and exports them back to the colonies to be sold. Some raw materials imported were tobacco and lumber. Other valuable cash crops were also imported, such as indigo. And since this process of trade was global, this was basically global trade. Also, some of these trades were under the control of private owners, which is related to capitalism. So let's call my friend AJ back.
Okay guys, to wrap it all up, the Columbian Exchange was a global transfer of foods, plants, and animals. It had effects positively like the spread of livestock and foods, and negatively like the spread of diseases. Without it, the world may not have been the world like it is today.
And the Columbian Exchange influenced mercantilism and capitalism, which were then applied to the colonies, which were initiating global trade.
Okay guys, that's it for today.
Smash that like button.
And don't forget to share it to all your friends and loved ones.
Thank you for watching.